Look, my end of this is dedication. This is anti-hesitation. This a real celebration. This a dime block declaration. 59th and 5th Ave, granny house with vanilla wafers. This the remedy to separation. Tupac of my generation. Blue pill in the open matrix. Red rose in the great pavement. Young black nigga trapped and he can't change it. Know he a genius, he just can't claim it. Cause they left him no platforms to explain it. He frustrated so he get faded. But deep down inside he know you can't fade him. How long should I stay dedicated? How long till opportunity meet preparation? I need some real work and reparations. Or I run up in your bank just for recreation. Dedication, hard work, plus patience. To some more of my sacrifice, I'm done waiting. Told you that I wasn't playing. Now you hear what I've been saying. Dedication. Dedication.
Yo, my God. Yo.
What is good?
That's how you intro into the Taco Bout ad.
Definitely. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
All that in a bag of chips, man. It's good to see you. Welcome to our version of Taco Tuesday, man. Where we sit around and we virtually talk about issues in our community, things that we want to change, and people that are change makers. And so it's only right after I met you, I said, your vibe, your energy, I need you on the show. So
appreciate that.
Thank you. So take about 20 seconds and tell the people who Prime is, the CEO and founder of DaeGardens, man.
Hey, so what's up, guys? My name is Prime Hendrix, and CEO and founder of Dae Gardens. I also run a nonprofit called Just Planet Organization, and I'm just happy to be on today and share you guys, my journey. And you guys are gonna hear some good things. So stick around.
Yeah, man. So again, thank you for joining us on this fabulous Tuesday where we're on Let's Taco About It. And take a minute right now, man, and tell me, how'd you become a gardener and mix it with entrepreneurism?
Yes, I get that question asked a lot. But it started out like a journey for, some self-peace. I needed to get my mind right. And I lost my parents. I lost my mom in 2016 and my dad in 2018. So just dealing with their losses and learning about, what they died from and things like that. I went into like 3 years of just like being in like isolation and kind of just withdrawn from people. And that's not like me. So I knew mentally something was like up, but I didn't want to like so much blame it on depression. I just thought something was off. And so, I just started gardening. I started planted carrot tops at first, and then slowly, I just started doing things to the yard, and it led just a lot of studying, a lot of YouTube watching and reading, and why this and why that, and I just started getting into it. That's why my thing is called Just Plant It. We just started planting seeds and letting it grow and learning about it, and letting this do its thing.
Man, that's what's up, man. And my condolences for your family. And I'm glad you took something that most would just take for wrong, but turned it into something beautiful. So I even hear, are you an educator as well?
I don't label myself that, but I do feel that, you can learn from everybody. You can learn something from everybody. I'm never one of those people that go out in the public and say, oh, that guy's stupid. Because I know there's something that they could probably do that I can't, So I just, suck in the information really, and, kind of flow from there and just, it's just hard to explain really, it's really hard to explain, but, that's kind of how I go about it, really, just kind of just flow with it.
That's what's up, man. I love that. And never take credit from that, brother. Each one teach one, as they say. That's what we're getting from our elders.
Exactly. I like to just share the information. Why withdraw something from the people? You know what I mean? The more you share with everybody, the more it can multiply and the bigger it can become. So why just keep it to yourself, especially if you're not going to do nothing with it?
Hello.
Right.
Hey, like that one movie, Message.
Right.
Message. So, hey, man, back on track. Would you say this is something that can benefit you financially as well? Then.
Yeah, you know what? When I started gardening, that wasn't the purpose. The purpose was to get my culture and other ethnics and different backgrounds and different urban communities. Is trying to open up their eyes more to what is going in their bodies. That was my most important thing because I lost parents to, my dad died from cancer, my mom died from heart disease. Those are the top two killers in all of America. They're top two, number one and two, by the CDC. They listed that. So, for me, I think I was so young when I lost my parents. I'm still young. I felt that need to help save someone else's mom or dad at first, And by doing that, I was trying to use gardening to kind of influence them to, hey, look, it's fun and you can grow and you can eat your food. And from there, it just like I just started doing other things, and it just started, taking off. Like I didn't plan like the moves we planned. I had a whole year to plot the moves that we're doing this year for sure. That's not a doubt. But other than that, it started off like that, and then after that, it started out like that. Then I was like, well, how can we, not only monetize it, but how can we make everyone else have a piece of the pie? You get what I'm saying? So now we structured our business to where an individual can now, be a part of Dae Gardens without actually being a part of Dae Gardens with, having our own shares on the market.
Oh. So you can shares.
Yeah, so you could actually buy in with Dae Gardens. Yeah, so
hey, buy me some Dae Garden stocks. Sign me up. We're buying Dae Garden stocks after this. I just had to put that on the production.
Yeah. My main thing is
I'm with you. Okay.
It's about building equity. We want to build equity in the communities. It's not just about me. It's about the community. And without equity, you have no power. That's the rules. No money, no power. And to have power, you got to get the money. So our business is focused on creating equity in communities to make them stronger, to make sure they have the proper education, to make sure if their kids are going to college and they're in an underserved community, we can help out some way, somehow with those students that are going off to college and, so on. So it's much bigger than me growing. I think it's so much about learning and honestly, trying to partner with other like-minded people to make this national level.
I love it, man. That's huge, and I commend you. And I'm not joking. I will be buying some shares. So please text me the link in your algorithm, so we can do that.
Right.
Now, getting on a realer note, man, with this being that we're in this pandemic, right? How do you think gardening, or is gardening, a right way for people to start thinking about on their own to create their own sustainability? As you said, you started with carrot tops. Should we be thinking outside the box and trying to grab oranges and lemons and making sure, I don't know what movie that was, but I remember it. They were fighting over the seed of a fruit in that movie. And I think it was Mad Max or something like that. So should we be thinking like this now?
Yeah, definitely. For multiple reasons, because now that the new office is in, they're moving more towards green and eco. I don't know if everyone's noticing or you've noticed, but that's kind of been their talk. So now, because we're so behind, America, we're the greatest, but we're also the most behind when it comes to almost every category, because we've chosen to utilize the money to go to wars and do all kinds of negative things with it, more so than to reinvest it back into America. So I think moving forward, then it'll be best for what's to come into the future. And what was the other part of your question too? I kind of forgot the other part.
So I said, do you think people should start their own?
Oh yeah,
at home, like create their own projects at home.
Yeah,
like,
and so by doing that, by doing that, what they're going to be creating, they could create another income right now because of all the money that is going into going green and eco and gardening. They can honestly make money while literally not gardening. So the way I have my business set up, so just an example, say you have 2 acres, right, Josiah? You have 2 acres somewhere, and you're saying,
no, we got 1 acre right now. And
okay, right.
3,000 square feet, and then I got another 11,000 square feet. So we're gonna put this in actual terms. So right now we got an acre and about a half right now.
Okay. And so let's just say it was you at the time you just didn't know what you want to do with it, correct? You're like, well, I don't know, and then you contact me. So basically, there's what you can do is just create your own funds by utilizing your land to let other organizations or other gardeners utilize your land to grow, and the government will pay the owner of the land.
I got 2 properties for you. Sign me up.
Right?
Hey, and then another one. Shout out real quick. My mother-in-law, my queen. I ain't married to none of her children, but Dana King is in the building. I love you, Miss Dana King. She said, "Great job, what we doing," and she wants you to post the link for the stocks because she's interested in buying some stocks too. So we got to get that up there. We will get that for you, Mama.
Yeah, we'll probably get more into the stock thing because I just started creating my board. So my board is getting, my team getting stronger. People are, joining the board, and shout out to those, my team out there if you guys are watching. But as soon as I got to get that structure first, and then we're going to roll. Trust me, we're going to roll out something nice when we roll out the stock. We're going to roll it out. So that's something that we're working on right now at the moment.
I love it. So what would be some gardening tips that you would give people? Because we just were saying that they should get into their own gardening and they should start thinking about ways to create their own, streams of income, maybe even if it's not letting another gardener or a master gardener use their property. So what would be the first tip for them to start?
You know what? Honestly, like anywhere they want to be honest. I mean, that's how I started off. My first thing I ever grew was watermelon and honeydew. That was my first thing. And like, I grew them really nice and big. And so I just think you just have to actually do it because I can tell someone, hey, this works, but maybe they find a different way that works. But, the tips I would just say is like I always say, just plant it. Like just throw the seeds out there. Fuck it. Like, see what it do. Like, because this is why I started gardening, because you go on YouTube, right? And you've watched other gardeners on YouTube, but the thing I was finding is that there was a disconnect. They had good knowledge, but the connection wasn't there to where I was paying attention to what they were doing. You get what I'm saying? Because it was just no connection there. There was nothing I could relate to this person. Like there was just kind of just nothing there. So that's why I started doing a lot of the gardening. And then on my website, I also have videos and also blogs of how, you can keep insects away and, how you can plant this and how you can use lemongrass as a natural mosquito repellent and things like that.
I love it, man. That just gives honor to like what Nipsey told us to do. The marathon continues. Yep. Shout out to what you're doing, man. But shout out to the great Nip, RIP. I see him behind you. I can see the motivation that you got in that dedication.
Yeah, always
there. So the dedication is there. So you got to be dedicated to it. You just got to plan it, and let's stop talking about it and just do it. You feel me?
Pretty much.
It sounds like pretty much. But you have a system to where you want a plan for success. We talked about as well. So do your research, find out what you want to grow, what's the quickest herbs, vegetables, whatever. What is the native plant in your community as well? Do a soil test. Shout out to my homegirl, Jessica. She taught me that.
Right.
That do a soil test before you plant. So that way you're not planting in toxic soil. And then even if you do find that you have toxic soil, go to a raised above garden bed. So shout out to everybody that's been teaching me my thing. And, you know, it's just amazing to see us in this position that we're in as young men. It's like we can say literally we've beat a statistic. As we were talking earlier, in our communities, when we grew up, we weren't taught you should be growing or planting or healthy eating. It was, this is the color to not wear. This is the street corner to not go on. And this is how you don't get shot. And so now we're talking different language, or let's say we're talking about different languages and different things, you know, bringing in different elements and different abilities to strengthen our community. So I'm just really loving this right now, Prime. When you were growing up, man, did you ever imagine yourself in a position like this?
Hell no. Hell no. You know what? I did. So my whole background is in sales and brand management. So I was always the guy behind the scenes of a lot of other companies and businesses. There's a lot of companies that have I made their tagline. So like their mantras that they go by. I've created some of those for a lot of people out there and trademarks. And, you know, I've never wanted to be in the spotlight. You know, it was always just wanting to see a project completed and successfully, you know, progressing, you know. So when I think about it, it's just something that I feel like is seriously a divine purpose. You know, I really, really honestly believe that, you know, God is using me in a way that I've never seen before. He's teaching me new things. He's teaching me how to behave and react a little bit better. And, you know, I think just, you know, having that calmness over and honestly going into it with a plan was basically all I needed, because we've done a lot over the last year for sure. We put our stamp down, that's for sure.
Right. I think it's well said. It's a meme that says if this pandemic didn't bring you up and become a hustler, it just ain't in you. Because everything changed at an instant. We all had to, whatever platform you were in as a creator, that space shifted and had to learn to operate in a whole new way. And so being that you survived through that, kudos to you, my friend. Pat yourself on the back. And, pop a bottle or whatever your favorite you did. And really celebrate that, King, for real.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's a saying in one of our men's group that we participate in that if nobody else has celebrated you, today I'm celebrating you. So I'm giving it to you and giving you your roses, because you are the rose that grew from the concrete, like Tupac said. You feel me? And in that road that you've gone down, like you said, you're being taught new things. You're in different elements. You're having to get out of your own skin and learn something different. So I commend you for that. And the main key that I really applaud you for is saying that you're doing this for the people. It's not something that's just for you. It's something that's selfless and to lift up our whole community and teach us what we should be putting inside of our bodies.
Yeah, that's true. That's real.
So when did you first come up with the first idea of DaeGardens, man? How'd that come about?
It was easy, actually. Like, it was no thought, because my nickname is Dae. You know, I've been nicknamed that since sixth grade. So everything is like Dae. You know, it's funny because over the years, you know, if someone calls me by my first name, I know how long they've been knowing me. You know what I mean? If someone calls me by my middle name, I know how long they've been, you know. So, but Dae is just something that kind of stuck along with me. And over the years, I just learned that, like, not just what you do is the brand, but you're the brand yourself, especially when you're doing something that, you know, you got to kind of show face for. So I just always stuck with Dae because, like, a lot of people just know me by that. And then plus it's just a lot of history and reputation built behind it. So it's like my own personal brand, pretty much. It's my own personal branding, you know, DaeGardens, you know, and it represents everything I'm about, you know, the real, you know, I got artwork of my daughter in my garden. So it's very family oriented. You know, every little piece, if you walk in my garden, there's something that tells a little bit of story. So, you know, DaeGardens, you know, that's what it is, you know, only for the real. Only for the real.
I love it. Dae, that's what I'm talking about, homie, for sure, for sure. So now that right, of the previous question. How has the community helped you to grow your concept and project?
Man, they've been hella dope, man. Like, I didn't grow up in San Bernardino, right? So I only been here for probably like 6 years, I think something like that. But every cleanup, all the volunteers are local. People have seen us and stopped when we're doing our cleanups and working on, just random garden areas or doing certain events. And, there's people all around the world that just support it. And it's super dope to see because that wasn't my intentions, but that I would say like every, here and there, I would see it climb and get bigger and bigger. I thought, okay, let's do more. That's always my thing. Oh, let's do more. Like, I want to do more for the people and have them involved because they, I want them to build this. Like, we trying to, I'm trying to get the brand for all of us. You know what I mean? We like, come on, let's make this big. Like, let's grow this up because a lot of people don't understand really what I'm doing. They really don't. A lot of people, I could talk them and tell them dead in their face. And I love them and I appreciate them, but a lot of times you got to be black and white. You can't be gray. It has to be I understand or I don't understand. Let me understand more so I can, you get what I'm saying, really grasp on what you're trying to do rather than, just, oh yeah, I understand it, then blowing me off, right? So I'm trying to build out equity. I want everybody to have when their grandparents sell their house, I want their property value to go up because there's a garden at the end of that street. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's deeper than the whole gardening piece. It's about equity. That's why you see all the pretty trees and flowers in the suburban areas, and you don't see them much in the underserved areas because it's equity. They're selling the scene, and everything that's revolved around it.
Wow, I love that. So yeah, we do need to have that on the next topic. Let's talk about how we increase our property values in our community, because you go to a north side, south side, anything that translates the split of a street corner from hood to urban, and the prices jump up. And so we want to clean up our communities and fix the property adjustments as well and get our property value up as well. So now, speaking with that, man, we've talked a lot of good things. Let's talk trials and tribulations.
Oh, yeah.
Issues you've seen trying to create what you do at DaeGardens.
You know what? I would think like the trials for me so far, because I'm entering a new world, where people, they're like we were talking earlier, there's you got to be careful because there's people that want to leech on to type of work like that for their benefit and to kind of show, hey, look what I'm doing. But then there's the genuine ones, right? So that's the first stage of kind of focusing and like reading between the lines kind of, because I don't want to be caught up with this guy and now he's getting posted by on an Instagram post talking about he's taking money from the city. Now I'm affiliated with this guy and now everyone looks at me like, you get what I'm saying? So I think that was my trials and tribulations with really, like, honestly, like, who to fuck with, like, straight up, like, who to fuck with, who not to fuck with, because it's real life. I'm not playing no games and I don't want nobody around me that's playing games, so it's like, I'm doing it on my pace. I'm a marathon runner. I'm setting my own ground, my own brand, my own everything. It's all independent. It's coming from the people. And, I had to have it that way. It has to be that way. So I think that's the trials and tribulations, just really finding the genuine people that really match up with, if you want to collaborate or partner with others on certain things. And the other tribulations, I would say, trying to grow shit I ain't supposed to. I grow anything, man. I try because that's what my fiance, she always says, why are you growing that? We don't even eat that. And I was like, well, somebody does. Somebody will pay for it or someone to eat it, So that's just me. I just try it out there. I don't, that's a tough question because I look at these things very positively, and once I smell bullshit or see it, I kind of swerve around it or reverse before I get deeper. So I'm very cautious.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. You got to be cautious. So on that note, that leads us to our next questions. What are the notable fruits and vegetables that you like to grow in your gardens?
Hands down, tomatoes and watermelon. Tomatoes and watermelon. Yeah.
Why you choose those two?
You know what? Watermelon, because that was like one of my mom's favorite fruit. And what's crazy is she left behind dude, my mom was like a rat pack. She like saved every goddamn thing, right? So she had like an igloo with like a bunch of papers. When she passed away, we're cleaning up everything or whatever. And I took that with me, and I had it in the shed, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna utilize it for the garden. And so my first watermelons I ever grew were out of that igloo, the igloo, and I had them trellising on a trellis, and they grew pretty good, and they grew nice and round. It was sugar baby watermelons, and then the tomatoes, because my first tomato plant I grew to 7 feet tall, and it fed us all summer long. We made salsa. We put in papaya salad. We were just eating it all season long.
That's what's up, man. I love it. The stories are genuine. It's real, man. The future is bright for the gardens. I'm claiming it right now.
Right.
What is
just that little bit of anointing?
Right, I gotta give it to you, brother. The juice. We've been at it a long time. So I'm like, I could sense when somebody's, shucking and jiving, and I could tell when somebody's really passionate about what they do. And that's what I really dig about you, man. You got a passion behind this. So that leads me to our next question, man. What are some of your favorite things to do, like in your pastime now? Let's not talk about gardening.
Yeah.
What do you do to get away from work?
Dude, to be honest, it's a long list, but one of my main things, I love to hoop. So I play basketball, I skateboard, and then that's like to get my mind right, just to hang out, I like to cook. So those three: basketball, skateboard, and I cook. I get down on cooking too when I want to, but I get down, and that's what I do. Keep my mind right, keep my body right. You know what I mean? And just keep me calculated and always, keep my mental right at all times.
Man, I love it. That's what I'm talking about. Cooking number one, bro. Gotta be a cook. Get in that kitchen when it's right. And just have something different. Work is 9 to 5ers, sometimes 12-hour, 16-hour days for it. But I'm learning to keep a hobby and something that we love to do on the side note, man. So kudos to you. Stay hooping. Maybe come out and paint those backboards with us.
I'm down. Hey, we need to hoop too. Hey, anybody want to come through? Get your ankles broken. We there all day.
I'm gonna be on the sideline as a coach. I'll coach. I'm like Ice Cube, man. I'm gonna create the big three for the IE.
Right.
Man. But I'm gonna leave that ball enough to y'all.
Right. I'm like a little mini Artest out there. No, you ain't gonna score. That's my thing with playing basketball. My whole objective. See, this is my thing. I know we off subject, but look, this is my thing. When you go to the court, my first thing I do, I find that first person out there showboating, thinking they doing something for their team, right? And then when our team is up next, guess who locking him down? Me. Me. Because I done watched them all game, and I know what he gonna do, and it's over.
Right.
He ain't probably gonna get the ball passed to him because I'm gonna deny it.
Yeah, my homeboy did me that way, and I lost my last MCL tournament to my little sister. They got me that way. So we're gonna bring the Garden versus Music Changing Lives for our Ball for a Cause, man. Let's do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll put it together. Our teams, what that is, we ball for nonprofits in the community and raise money to help each other, and a portion of the proceeds goes to each of our nonprofits. But we just let people know about us, and it's a celebrity basketball tournament that we used to host before the pandemic, and we're going to be bringing it back now that sports is back live. So with that being said, man, what are some future projects that you got going on in the community that you want the people to know about?
Right now, so like this month, we just really narrowing it down, getting the business side of it really together, and preparing for our clothing collection, because now we're going all eco. So like all of our shirts, anything we're gonna have is eco. Probably the only thing is the hats, but the t-shirts, the hoodies, that's going eco. So right now we're getting that ready and getting designs ready to print that out. And then we at the end of this month we have the finished building of the garden. We don't have a date, but it will be at the end of this month. But that's what we're raising funds for right now. I collaborated with Jamie Leslie, who is doing something great as well with God's Waiting Room. And so with the garden we have here, the community, it's like a public community garden that we started. She has installed her God's Waiting Room where people can manifest their dreams. So we partner with her with that. So at the end of the month, we'll get going on that and do the finish touching, and make it look really, really nice. And then that's pretty much it. And then right now we're really thinking about we've already visited, but it's a little secret. But right now we got an eye on some office space right now, and it's real nice. So we're waiting to share more with that. And we'll be doing, I think the best thing we'll be doing is with the kindergartners. Sorry. We're going to be doing a 4-week reading challenge with Super Ability. They're on Instagram. They teach kids how to read and keep them up to speed and up to their grade level. So shout out to them for even, coming up with that idea for us to, come together and do that for the children, because reading is so important. And if you don't know how to read a contract, you're going to lose a lot of money. Put it that way,
Yeah, totally. That's what we were birthed on. When I started in '98, I had worked through the music industry since the age of 13, and I was seeing some of the greatest people lose all their money from not knowing what perpetuity meant or a 360 deal, things like that. So I totally get it. That's why we started, and the mission was to teach individuals to hone and own their intellectual property. So yes, I commend them for teaching them to read. Please drop that in the chat, and shout out to the homegirl or homie. I've seen the name.
I can see it.
Right, Prime is always keeping it real. Keep it organic. I don't want to butcher the name. You know that? Who's that?
Admit.
That's what's up. We got you. You know what I'm saying? And then my guy Prime back there said, "I got you, Prime. Let's hoop." So
yeah, all right.
Hey, MCL versus DaeGardens is coming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got another one for you, man. This one, he says, "Do you ever feel that my guy Terrell?" He says, "Do you ever feel that the government will tell you that you can grow or that you cannot grow your own food?"
Okay.
Let's not go about that, right?
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to them, I like to say them. You know what I mean? But when it comes to them, I don't. I don't like to play games. Put it this way, I don't like to play games, right? And I feel they like to play games. So I think, I think it was back in I could be wrong, but I think it was back in the 60s or the 50s, like one of those. But they had a flyer, and shout out to OG Foods, because they're the ones that posted it. But it was basically a poster the government telling the suburban area of how to grow and what to grow. It's like some type of survival guide on what to grow next to, things like that. And I think at the end of the day, we have to always remember there's more of us, of them. And the more equity and power and money we have, the more power we have. So I'll leave it at that because, with it, like, I think I do a lot of things without asking them now. So I think it's going good.
Right. And I did, and then there was another question, and Aniti said, what's up? You're doing great things for the community, very motivating and inspiring, especially for the youth and for the people by the people. So you got to get that love, man. Again, shout out to the people. That's what we're doing this for. It's a selfless movement. Another person, my guy pal says, as of today, how many gardens do you have or helped grown so far?
Well, my own, we expanded ours at our home here, but we did one, I'll say like a total of, like, I would say like kind of for projects, two, but I've been involved with other gardens all around, so, that's what type of business we're in though. We're here to develop gardens, and we're here to, really start to target going green, especially using rooftops for greenery, because there's a lot of tax incentives in that. And I've been really doing my research and study. So we will be actively being a part of really targeting a lot of businesses with large roof space to really get green roofs, a popular thing, especially here in San Bernardino because of the pollution that's going on. But there's so many benefits behind it. And I think, that's, the direction we're going.
I love it, man. I love it. Totally. Go green, farming while black. Look that up.
Right.
Foods. Everybody that's done it before us, we pay homage to you. We were talking about that the creators, they gave us a beautiful canvas to paint right now. And I am on that same marathon with you. So I commend you. I look forward to the future, man. It's bright with people like you in our communities. Just shout out to you and your team for coming into the Inland Empire and not choosing the sides where it's like, yo, I'm here, I'm there, I'm there. You're helping everyone, and thank you for helping us on our 23rd anniversary to plant milkweeds. Some of those plants are actually blooming.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I seen the first bloom the other day. So I was really ecstatic about that, I can't wait to see the first butterfly and then the first bumblebee or the first hummingbird. We were talking the other day. We don't really hear birds over there in that community off of 40th where we're at. And so we were like, we need more trees, or we need something that they're not having, so that they began migrating back to our communities. Again, so kids can enjoy the sight of a bird and hear birds chirping. Man.
That's true, and that's what it is. Trees. You need trees. Yeah, trees are major.
So let's keep that going as it is, man. This is Let's Taco About It. So I thank you for joining us. Before we go, man, what is your favorite taco spot that you was rocking with today?
Oh man, I go with Gusados. Gusados, that is on Spring Street in Los Angeles. I like particular one. You feel me? Like, I gotta go to that one. So, Gusados, that's my spot. Bomb tacos, good company, good customer service over there. So shout out to that location. Y'all, that's my favorite spot though. And they make breakfast tacos. So they fire, hands down.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I got a couple, but I'm just going to shout out my boy Lee Boy Tacos, man. I got to taste it. That's the guy with the flavor. I be hearing him yapping. And we always in different parts of the city. He be in San Bernardino, I be in Victorville. He be in Victorville, I be in LA. So I got to catch Lee Boy Tacos, man, because they say that's the one. So I love y'all, man. Again, thank you, Prime, for joining us on, again, this show for Let's Taco About It and talking about the importance of gardening. Again, we want you to drop your hashtags in the chat for the team, the people at home, and also where they can follow you, so that at a future time they can learn about how to purchase your stocks, and not only your stocks, but buy your eco clothing. I got my guy M. I thought about, man, we was doing eco and charcoal clothing way back in the day, and that's what it was a little bit before your time, but I got connected. I could put with y'all to make that a reality that I love to share as well. And as I say, every day, every chance we get, what you do, you guys, believe in yourself and repeat after me. I am enough. I love y'all. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Let's Talk About It with my guy Prime from DaeGardens. Join us next week. We got my girl Sean Jones coming to us live and direct. She's a singing activist that's like no other. And guess what? She's only a middle schooler. Holla.
That's dope.
I spent my whole life thinking out the box. Boxing homies 3-on-1, got DP, but I ain't dropped. Chirp on me, here I come. Spin around the block, they broke on me. Said I ran a stop sign, but that's a lie. I spent my whole life staring at the stage, playing Sega, daddy smoking Sherm, mama playing spades, catching vapors. Grandma said I get some Jordans for my grades, that's my baby. When she died, my heart broke 100 ways. I spent my whole life trying to make it, trying to chase it. The cycle of a black man divided, trying to break it. You take a log and shit, don't cry about it, just embrace it. Mine a setback for major comeback, that's my favorite. My and never said you do it song with nip. Kate, I hear better grip. I said here, man, first you hear the words out his lips about flourishing from the streets to black businesses. Level 4, y'all living, giving to false imprisonment. Listen close, my nigga, it's bigger than deuces and foes. My son in this elementary, we close, my nigga, get straight like that. I give you the game, go back to the turf and give it right back. For generations, we've been dealt bad hands with bad plans. Prove your dedication by hopping out Grand Ams. I'm at the premiere, politicking with Top Nip and Snoop. I ain't Pac watching the way we groove. Dedication. If it ain't congratulating, I look like hey. If it ain't congratulating, I look like what Nip said. Hold up. Blah. This ain't entertainment. It's focusing on the slave ship. These soldiers and spirituals I swam against them waves with. Ended up on shore to their amazement. I hope the example I set's not contagious. Lock us behind gates but can't tame us. Used to be stay safe, now stay dangerous. Cause ain't no point playing defense. That's why I dove off the deep end without a life jacket. Couple mil, tour the world, all my life cracking. Cook the books, bring it back so there's no taxes. Royalties, publishing, plus our own masters. I'd be mad if I slave for some white. As I was mapping this out, I hit the heights backwards. Hopping out the 85 and Reebok classes. Ran a couple marathons just to get established. To make it happen, you got to have dedication. Hard work, plus patience. To some more of my sacrifice, I'm done waiting. Told you that I wasn't playing. Now you hear what I've been saying. Dedication. Dedication.